Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And some of you probably thought about starting your very own sports podcast. Well, let me help you out. I want to tell you a little bit about Anchor. Now, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's an easy way to make a podcast, and it's free. You don't have to worry about paying a bunch of money each month. There are creation tools to allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so you don't have to worry about that. So it can be heard on apps like Spotify and Apple Podcasts and many, many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. So go to anchorfm.com and start your very own podcast today. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place.
One more time.
Gotta eat that dub. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And welcome to the week 1 post-game show edition of the State of the Saints podcast, or what I like to call the Crescent City Connection, or Two Brother Sports Podcast, whatever you want to call it, okay? I got my big brother EJ Jones in the building. E, what's going on, man?
What's up? Happy we got that dub today. Like to see Elvin Kamara spent that money, get him a new grill.
Eating that dub. Hey, man, look, before I get started, I need the Buccaneers fans to please file it to the congregation, okay? File it to the church, okay? We're singing hymn for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Whatever song y'all want to hear, okay? Come on in the room. Come on in, okay? And I need y'all to keep that same energy that y'all been speaking all off season about Tom Brady. Tom Brady is over. It's over for the Saints. It's over, bruh. Y'all had y'all run. Tom Brady, keep that same energy, all right? Come on in the room. You know, that's all I got to say, all right? That's all I need to say. Oh, yeah. I just need him to come on in the room, man. Hey, we got a special guest on the show right now. I got my guy real quick. OG of the State of the Saints podcast. We got Jerry Poor Jr. What's going on? So, OG of the State of the Saints podcast, man. Jerry, what's going on, TJ? Man?
What's good, man? TJ Jones and E. Jones, the host.
What's up, man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Jerry, what you thought about that game, man? What's up? What's up, man?
Man, bruh, it was down to the wire, bruh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, it shouldn't have been, though. We're going to talk about that, though. It shouldn't have been.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But nevertheless, I'm just glad that they got that dub, okay? I'm just waiting. I'm looking in the chat. I'm looking, and I'm seeing a lot of members of the Who That Nation up in here, but I'm not seeing Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans who was talking mad, greasy. I'm talking Bojangles chicken greasy. I'm talking Church's chicken greasy, Popeye chicken greasy. You know what I'm saying? Corner store chicken greasy. Whatever greasy you want to talk, they were talking that greasy. I need them to file it to the congregation. Okay, we sung a hymn. My big brother EJ backed up the song. I need them to come on in. All right. Look,
yes,
that's all I need. But Jared, man, what you thought about the game, man? What do you think about the Saints as a whole, man?
Man, hey, I enjoyed it, man. It was a little bit up and down, but the defense stepped up just like I promised. They sacked Brady just like I promised. They pressured Brady just like I promised.
Yes, sir.
That's all we had to do. And then we sacked him. He threw a couple of interceptions. I'm happy.
Right, man. Awesome stuff. Man.
But I want to. Something surprised me during that game, especially in that kickoff.
Oh yeah.
That really, 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 really surprised me, man.
Yeah, that was good. That was a really good play. It was a really good play, Jerry. But we're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down, and a little bit later, if you're still on, man, if you can dial back in, you know what I'm saying? We'll talk to you a little bit more, but we're gonna go ahead and break down the game, man. But I appreciate it, man. Ladies and gentlemen, the OG of the State of the Saints podcast, my guy Jerry Poor Jr. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping in, man.
And the TJ Jones and E. Jones, the host.
Yes, sir.
Of the State of the Saints podcast. 1-0, baby. First place. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Appreciate it, Jerry. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
You too, man. Y'all take care.
All right, you too. Man, that's the OG right there, man. I'm honored, LE. That's Jerry Poor Jr. right there, man. I'm talking about when I first started doing podcasts, man. He was the first person. He was actually the first person, not only on the State of the Saints, but he was one of the first people to receive a State of the Saints podcast T-shirt, man. So he been rolling long and strong, man. But E, all right, you know what I'm saying? While we were waiting on Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans to file into the congregation, I need to know, what do you think about this game? Go ahead, man. Break it down. Break down the X's and the O's, and most importantly, the Willis and the Joes. All right.
Lattimore did a real good job on Mike Evans. Touchdown late in garbage time or whatever. With that being said, they did a damn good job on Michael Thomas. I think last I checked, Michael Thomas had 3 catches for 17 yards. When was the last time? They put clamps on that boy. One thing that concerns me, I know we got the win, and that makes me happy and everything, but we didn't throw the ball downfield. I don't know why we didn't. If it was something Tampa was doing with the Tampa 2 that they famous for,
right?
Or if we just couldn't throw the ball downfield, that's something in this first game that really concerns me about what the Saints did.
Right.
Defensively, I had a feeling they was going to play good on defense, and they did. They might have found the new star on side of Cab Thomas and Hendrickson, number 91.
Oh yeah.
Outstanding. Him and Curtis Granderson.
Yeah, Carl Granderson. Yeah,
Carl Granderson. I think Hendrickson. I think he should be the starter. If see Davenport, he should really be the starter. But that defense stole the show from the offense.
Oh my goodness. Hey, look, until they prove otherwise, anybody that come up here criticizing the front four, I promise you, I'm not gonna read your comments. Okay, just for one episode. I am not going to read your comments, because if you want to criticize the defensive line, today is not the day. Tonight is not the night. That Roach was the bright game. Bruh.
Roach had a game.
Malcolm Roach. Bruh. That man,
he had a hell of a game today, boy.
Man, yes, sir. Dude, not only did he stop the run, I seen him out there in coverage. This dude was doing everything. Trey Hendrickson was getting pressure on Tom Brady. He almost forced the fumble. Carl Granderson almost forced the fumble. Anybody out here that's talking about Jadeveon Clowney need to go out here and get a big free agent acquisition, this is not the night to talk about it. After this game, these young Bucs were running wild. Okay, they were all over the field. And Tom Brady was dazed and confused. Okay, they was dazed and confused. Look, I'm going to go ahead and just give my opening statement about this game. The defensive line was the best part of this game to me. I feel like they were getting pressure on Tom Brady. He wasn't comfortable in the pocket. We all know that he's a statue in the pocket. If you get him off his mark, he's going to be skittish the whole entire game. I think that the secondary, they had some ups and downs, but it was more ups than downs, man. But the secondary, they're going to have to do this, E. They're going to have to do this. There's a word that's out right now on the secondary. If you throw the ball deep, there's a huge, high percentage possibility that you're going to get pass interference. We seen it on Patrick Robinson. We seen it on Marcus Williams. It seems like to me, even on Marshawn Lattimore, there is something that teams are going to be looking at, and they're going to be throwing the ball deep, and they are going to be questioning, or they're going to even take shots at the secondary because the secondary was giving up big yards during pass interference. Now that Patrick Robinson played, I ain't really care for that. I feel like they were just trying to keep Tom Brady in the game and make the game look respectable because the Saints were slapping him around. You know what I'm saying? But the fact is, the secondary, they look better than I've seen them look in a while, okay? I mean, you people talk about Marcus Williams all they want to. I know he gave up that pass interference, but that's not him. You know what I'm saying? He was playing corner. He's a safety, okay? I expect for him to get burnt by a wide receiver because that's not his thing. He's a safety. So the fact that he was left on the island out there, that was expected. It was going to be a big catch or it was going to be pass interference. But Marcus Williams played his behind off. That interception that guy caught, people up there talking about Mike Evans ran the wrong route. But there are several times where you've seen a pass like that and the cornerbacks and the safeties, nobody touches the ball. He leaped into the air and took the ball right out of the air. Janoris Jenkins, I mean, case closed, folks. We finally got a number 2 corner that we all can be proud of. And a lot of people, I think we can argue today that he even played like he was the number 1 corner. I mean, Marshawn Lattimore shut Mike Evans down. Okay, I know he caught a touchdown in garbage time, but he got shut down the whole entire game. Chris Godwin got shut down the entire game. So
I'll give you some credit though. You called the Miller, the guy last night. I don't know.
Scotty Miller.
And you called that like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And if you know Tom Brady, he always likes these slot wide receivers.
Yep.
You called it. He probably had the best game of any of the wide receivers.
Yep.
So I think going forward, this guy kind of going to be like reminiscent of a Danny Amendola of a West
right.
Coast,
Yep.
what he used to have in New England. I think this guy's going to have a good year. So if you have fantasy, you might want to look this dude up.
Right.
Because I don't think Gronk is the same. And people are going to pay all their attention to Evans. And he's going to play good one, probably one-on-one. But this guy, I think he's going to reap the benefits. I'm talking maybe like 70 catches this year.
Yeah.
You know they're going to throw the ball more than they run.
Yeah.
I don't care if they have Little Fournette. They're going to throw the hell out of that ball.
Yeah. I just think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, look, I just need the national media. And before I get into the chat, I just need the national media to stop trying to save Tom Brady. I don't want to hear this, man. I don't want to hear, they got a bright future in Tampa. It's only a matter of time before they end up being a playoff contender. You know what the storyline would have been if they would have came to New Orleans and beat the Saints? There is a new guard in the NFC South. That's what they would have said. So keep the same energy. That's all I'm saying. Everybody thought that Tampa Bay was going to come up in here and dominate the Saints. The new NFC South running through Tampa. Man, bump all that, man. I need them to keep that same energy. All I seen when the Saints was slapping around Tom Brady was Joe Buck, Troy Aikman trying to save this cat. Look, I ain't got nothing against Tom Brady. Is he one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time? Yes. If you want to make an argument to say he's the greatest of all time, I'm not going to argue with you. But don't save him, okay? Don't save him. Don't talk about how, this team has a lot of growing to do, because you want to say that if they would have beat the Saints. You wouldn't have. When they drove down the field easily on that first drive, that first 15 scripted, everybody up in there, look at Tampa, look out for Tampa. Then all of a sudden, they got slapped around. Now all of a sudden, well, just give them some time. We're going to see them down the line. Nah, bro. Keep that same energy, man. Put some respect on the Saints' name. The Saints are the best team in the NFC South. You seen it today. I don't want to hear anything. Michael Thomas wasn't a factor today. Alvin Kamara wasn't really a factor today. He scored touchdowns, but he wasn't really a factor. And most importantly of all, I think we need to address the elephant in the room. Drew Brees wasn't a factor today at all. He looked horrible. He looked sloppy. And yes, he looked like a 41-year-old quarterback. And yet the Saints still almost put up 40 points. So anybody out here that's talking about, man, the Saints on borrowed time, man, bump that, okay? Bump that. The Saints played a game today, almost put up 40 points, and the usual suspects barely did anything. Barely.
Almost put up 40 points. Like I said, man, you was talking before. almost put a 40 points. Drew Brees didn't really throw the ball downfield other than once when Cook caught that ball. That's the only thing.
Right.
We put it like this. We had 2 turnovers this game. If we don't get those 2 turnovers, we might be talking about a different outcome in this game too.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. But let's go ahead and get it to the chat. Let's see what the Who Dat Nation talking about here. Sanchez, we're gonna start with Sanchez. He says Kamara out there slugging. Yeah, he was out there. You know, he did some good things, man. I mean, it wasn't a classic Alvin Kamara performance, but you know, he got into the end zone. Should have been 3 times, but it is what it is. Ryan says Tom Brady looked like Matt Ryan's older brother. Yeah, I mean, look, whether you're the biggest Tom Brady fan or you're the biggest Drew Brees fan, those 2 guys played their age tonight. Okay, they did. Both of them look old and tired. Okay, I mean, look, I know a lot of people love Drew Brees, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna blame the offensive line because I mean, the offensive line they was getting whooped. I'm not gonna take that. I mean, they was getting punked out there, but Drew Brees looked horrible. Drew Brees was inaccurate. I mean, there was a couple plays that could have been long plays if Drew Brees would have connected. Like, for example, Emmanuel Sanders, right? Emmanuel Sanders, his first catch in a Saints uniform. Honestly, he should have drove it down to the goal line or even scored a touchdown on it. Drew Brees threw the ball at the dude's knees, okay? And he had to, like, kind of fall on the ground and get back up to get the first down. And he scored on the next play. Drew Brees also overthrew Alvin Kamara. Wide open. Drew it over his head, man. So, look, I love Drew Brees. And I have been on record, and I said that I feel like he needs to finish on his own time. Okay, he needs to finish. Wherever he feels like it's done, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? He earned that right. But any person that that loves football, that knows football, that understands football, can clearly see that Drew Brees is not the same quarterback we have seen over the years. He is not. And the Saints are going to be in a lot of trouble this season if they continue to play ball the way that they did on some of them plays. You cannot rely on Drew Brees to carry you anymore. This was pretty obvious. This was obvious, folks. And I don't want to hear that stuff about the offensive line. I don't. People need to understand this. The statue quarterback days are over. I mean, offensive linemen are athletic, but the quarterbacks are just as athletic as the offensive line are. They got to be able to roll out of the pocket. I mean, you can't just stand there and just expect the offensive line to block for you like this back in 95 or something. Both of these quarterbacks look really, really old, man, today. And I don't care if you're the biggest Drew Brees supporter, whether you love Drew Brees or not. If you're being real with yourself, you know that he didn't look good today. He did not. I mean, he barely, like, when did he go over 100 yards? He went over 100 yards like late in the third quarter. Yeah, like 94 yards.
Like 95 yards or something.
Yeah.
And another thing too, Sean Payton and his play calling. Lord have mercy.
Oh my goodness.
How many times can you do a left sweep or a right sweep? Tampa Bay was too fast. I mean, when I say I'm talking, they linebackers might be the fastest linebackers. You got Devin White, Levante David.
Yep.
I mean, these two are the fastest linebackers. They faster than some people cornerback. Yep. So how can you do a lateral running play to the left or to the right? And every single time they did it, even with Taysom Hill, it wasn't working. I mean, he needs to scrap that play and send it to when they play somebody like the Jets or somebody that suck or something like that. You can't do that kind of play against fast linebackers. You cannot do that. Right.
I put the link inside of the stream inside the chat here. If you want to dial in, you want to give your take on the game. Only thing I ask is you to make it brief. You know, if there's more people that want to come on, feel free to. I just put the link down there. You don't have to be on video. You can choose the audio option if you don't want to be on camera, if you want to just have something to say. But look, I just feel like that halfback toss, that ain't what that is, bro. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what that is. Like when they was doing them halfback tosses, like you said, it just wasn't working. Their success was up the middle. And I'm so glad. Oh my goodness. I am so glad that they went with Latavius Murray late in the game. They went with him late in the game. So that's what I want. I said, please put Latavius in. And bruh, this play calling was just absolutely atrocious, okay, like early in the game. I mean, Latavius Murray had an 8-yard carry. Then he had a 4-yard carry for a first down. The next 4 plays, pass. Why? You're getting most of your success up the middle. Why are you trying to run halfback tosses and read options with Taysom Hill? Somebody please tell me that.
Drew Brees is like 100 years old. Run the ball, for goodness sake. If you don't get to the promised land, they got to run the ball. And they got to run the ball. I don't care how the hell they do it. They got to run the ball at least 30 to 35 times. Right. If they're going to win 13 games, you can't have Drew Brees back there throwing the ball 30, 40, 50 times. They're going to lose every time now. I mean, we don't have a team like we had in 2006, 2009, or whenever the years was. We had Meacham and Lance Moore. And we don't have a team like that. Our team is different. We
absolutely.
We kind of built like a college team or whatever.
Yep.
The run pass that we bring Taysom Hill in, the Alvin Kamara doing the Wildcat type thing. But, I mean, it's a different time. He can't stand back there throwing the ball. He's going to get himself killed. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
He's going to get himself hurt.
Yep, I mean, that's true, man. I mean, we got someone on the line, though, E. We got Donald D. What's going on, Donald? How you doing, man?
What's going on, man? You hear me?
Man. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you just fine.
Good?
Yeah, we're good. What you thought about the game today?
Well, I thought offensively, with me personally, all these games, week 1, we're going to be sloppy because we had no preseason and all that. So I expected offensively to be sloppy. But defensively, that is just as good of a best game you're going to get, you know?
Yep.
And you know what? They did a great job.
Yep. Yeah.
And now we can say, we have our number 2 cornerback is number 1 cornerback.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the answer. And then look at our front 7. Look what they did.
Man.
Unbelievable. Outstanding.
Man, great stuff. I feel like if you want to talk about the defense or try to bash the defense today, is not the day. It's not the day.
Why should we?
Nah.
Why should we? Who's going to say that? If they're saying that, they just don't know nothing about football.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, that's stupid.
Yeah,
that's stupid.
I mean, this is the best performance that I've seen out of the defense in a long time, man. I mean,
our secondary did a great job.
Yeah, they did, man.
I thought some of those calls and the secondary was stupid. I'm like, the guy's hands turn around and it's still. I'm like, really, bro? Man, get out of here, man.
Yeah, that Patrick Robinson call. Yeah, Patrick Robinson.
Yeah, thank you. That one was stupid. Like, really? Really? Man, get out of here, man.
Yeah, but
and then Brady looks terrible, man.
Yeah.
I tell everybody this. All this was hype. Now you're seeing it.
Right. Yeah, man.
Look at Leonard Fournette, man. Look at Leonard Fournette over there. He also looking stupid.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I will say this, man. I think they're gonna play better. We talked about this, man. We talked about how they're going to have growing pains because lack of OTA, lack of mini camp and stuff like that. So I mean, we didn't, but I think they're gonna start gelling probably midway through the season. But I think they did a couple of good things, man. But they just were out of sync, man. You can tell that the chemistry just was not there, man.
Yeah.
But Donald, I appreciate it, man. Got a couple more people.
I can say this. Can I say this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, look, Alexander Loney looked like outstanding today.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable.
Run stop.
Unbelievable. And then Malcolm Jenkins, man. I don't know what took so long for him to come back in, but man, looking like he never. Like, then they say he old. I'm like, how is he old? He never lost a step.
Yep.
Yeah. And then they could have had a pick today. He missed a pick today. He could have had a pick.
Yep.
I mean, come on, man.
It looked like the secondary was more in sync with him back there.
Yes, that was the missing link.
Yep.
That was the missing link.
Yep. He's smart, man. I said that. I said a lot of I told people, I said, Malcolm Jenkins is going to make that secondary better. Now you have somebody back there that know what they're doing. He can call it out. I mean, and the thing about it is they playing faster. They're like you can tell the secondary is playing faster. Like they're playing faster. They're like more instinctive. Like they flying to the football.
Yeah. And who's Malcolm Roach? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm saying like, he bringing energy.
Right.
Energy.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I enjoy watching some of those young players step it up, man. But Donald, I want to say thank you. I
brother,
appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it, man.
I got a couple people
Look,
there, but thank
have
you
a
for
good night,
calling in.
man.
All right,
Have a good
you
night,
too,
man.
Thank you for calling in. All right, we got someone else. We got Sanchez on the line right here. Sanchez, what's going on, man?
Man, what's going on? How y'all boy doing?
Man, we going all right, man. I see Chosen in here. I see Jordan. Y'all up next, man. But Sanchez, man, what you think about the game?
Man, real quick, I just want to say we all know as football fans that the game come down to 3 phases: offense, defense, special teams. If I had to rank them for the day, defense number 1 with the pressure, with the secondary. We had a couple hiccups. We did, but we did play good enough. Special teams, block field goal. Every time Deontay Harris caught the punt, shit, he taking off. He had some holes. He hit them.
Yeah.
Offense, like y'all said, pointed up. We got all these stars, man. It's only one ball, and we still ain't even played it well. Just imagine when all 3 phases is really clicking. What are we doing this year? That's all I got to say. Y'all have a good night.
Man, Sanchez, I appreciate that, man. That's good take right there. That is a straight up good take. I think a lot of Saints fans out here, you can be proud to see this team almost put up 40 points, and you know that this wasn't the best game that they can play. It wasn't. It was not at all. We got Chosen on here, man. Chosen, what's going on, brother?
Well, what's good, man? Who that? TJ, EJ, how y'all fellas doing, man? How y'all doing?
Man, we good, man. What's up with you, man?
Nothing much, man. First of all, I ain't gonna be too long. I know everybody waits. Just want to say who that and what's up to the who that nation.
Who that?
Man, it was a good game. You know, like everyone said, we had our ups and downs. You know, but we were able to capitalize. I'm really, appreciative of the offensive line. Being able, they may not have played up to par, but we didn't give up too many. I feel like we didn't give up too many penalties offensively. A lot of holding, a lot of things that we normally, we're used to seeing from the offense, or lack of offense. And also, man, I just think of it like Michael Thomas did not play good. He may not have been a factor, but I feel like maybe it's because maybe Sean Payton wanted to try out other weapons that we have. Maybe let's see what we can do without Michael Thomas. And as you can see, we still almost put up 40 without Michael Thomas having a damn near historic night,
Right.
So I feel like that's a good sign. We don't have to rely on Michael Thomas. Everybody, like we said, everybody in the dome knows where the ball's going. So now it's like, who the hell we giving the ball to? Everybody's making plays now. Even Traquan looking like he's trying to do the dirty work with the blocking and trying to do something. And also, man, I just want to really touch on the whole Tom Brady scenario and storyline. You're right, bro, because if Tom Brady and them would have won this game, came into the dome, albeit no fans, but if he would have came into the dome, beat us, it would have been, he's historic, he's on the pace, he can come to the dome and take over the NFC South. But now we win, here come the excuses. Well, we didn't have preseason. Well, he's still learning the playbook. Well, he just got Gronk and Fournette. Everybody's trying to find their role. No, because if we would have won, they would use that same excuse as energy. How did Tom Brady come in and do it without preseason, without Gronk and everybody just getting there? They would have flipped it. So now they're using the excuse, but we knowing if we would have lost, they would use it as ammunition. So I just look, man, it's a storyline thing, man. We all know what it is at the end of the day. And another thing before I go, man, I feel like you probably read it in the comment section later because I typed it, but I feel like we need to, even though we won, we need to look at this game field as a loss. I feel like we should take it because a lot of things we got away with we probably won't get away with it. Let's say a Green Bay Packers or a Kansas City, a team that's more, on the Saints' part of knowing the personnel and more comfortable with chemistry, knowing each other. So I feel like we got away. We take the W. We gonna run with it. But I feel like we need to buckle down in that film room, and treat this game as a loss. We're excited. It's the opener. It's Tampa Bay, the rivalry. We got the bragging rights, for now. But I feel like we need to sit down, look at this film like, okay, we definitely could play way better than what we did. Because who knows, if we may not be successful next time. So that's all I got to say, man. I appreciate it for y'all letting me have my little 15 seconds of fame on the show.
Chosen, man, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for your take, man. You got some fans up in the chat too, man. A lot of people are amening you right now, so I appreciate
you. I salute.
All right, man. Thank you for calling in, man. Appreciate that. Shouts out to Chosen, man. We got Jordan up next, man. Jordan, what's going on, man? Jordan. Are you there? All right, we're gonna wait for Jordan to get his audio straight, man. We're gonna move on. Hey, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Who that y'all, man? What a win! I mean, shoot,
Yeah.
like the last guy just said, couldn't have said it better. Got treated like a win. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Got treated like a loss. Because she was still a lot of stuff we got to get down from play calling from all the way to what the defense, because we got beat on a couple fade routes.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, you can say Marshawn Lattimore locked up Mike Evans again, but shoot, any given Sunday you can be beat.
Yeah.
Shoot, man. Like you said before, then shoot, they was how they was painting. They was doing it was all hyping up Brady because he done the past.
Goodness. My goodness, the pom poms was out, boy. They was out,
man. It was like the Browns all over again. I'm just like Jesus. I'm just like Jesus, man. Look, this the NFC South. It ain't the AFC East, yo.
Yep.
Like no, like, real talk. Like the AFC East, he can win that for 11 years. That's a slap drop division.
Right.
You got the Buffalo Bills, Jets, and doggone Dolphins. Anybody can win that like 11 plus years and make a franchise record. But NFC, this the NFC South.
Right.
Like if you want your juice, you got to earn it.
Right.
Like every week it's gonna be a fight if it's in division. So shoot,
I agree.
I mean, you can count with it. You can paint a picture like you can believe one man can change the whole franchise. But let's be honest here. Just because he had rings don't mean like he ain't able to be beat. Because if you mention Eli Manning or what the Philadelphia Eagles, he can be beat.
Exactly. I think, like I said, the whole Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan base were acting as if this guy won 6, you know what I'm saying, 6 Super Bowls with them or something. Like, he didn't win them with you, okay? He did not win them with you. So, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you said,
Jesus or something with media hyping it up, man.
Yeah.
This disrespectful. Like, what have we done for the past 3 years?
Well,
like, we've been running this show.
Well, now they can see it. They can see it for real now. Now that they got Tom Brady in the division, I think the Saints are going to start getting the respect they deserve. But I appreciate it, brother, man. Thank you very much for your comments.
We'll see y'all in Vegas, man.
Yeah, man. Who that? All right. Yeah, man. Yo, E. Before we get to Jordan, I don't know if he got his audio straight. Man, but what did you think about the Saints? What were some of the things that you seen that kind of stood out that you feel like they definitely need to clean up?
I mean, what they did offensively, I mean, like I said, I don't know if Sean Payton was like keeping some stuff in his back pocket because they didn't have a preseason game. I was thinking about that as some of the people was talking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he was keeping some of these plays for later on in the season or what, but I mean, this offense throwing the ball down. If the Saints can't throw the ball downfield, I'm gonna be real, they're in trouble. So that's something I think they need to work on or whatever. I mean, I'm sure they've been working on this, but I mean, in game situations, Drew Brees got to be able to throw the ball downfield. He got to be able to throw the ball downfield consistently. Something. Right. That's the number one thing is defense. They didn't be season form with their defense. I didn't see no missed tackle other than pass interference penalties because people was panicking. They didn't miss season form with defense and special teams. It's the offense throwing the ball downfield. That's what they needed to work on. Right.
Well, I think that I think with the secondary, I think they did an outstanding job. Linebackers look really, really good. I had absolutely no problem with some of the things I seen defensively. I mean, the pass interference going to happen. A couple of them was a tad bit ticky-tack to me. Seemed like to me they were trying to keep Tom Brady in the game. But at the end of the day, look, you got to be able to throw the ball down the field. I look at the safety that Jared Cook beat on that deep pass. I looked at that and I made a joke. I said it was almost like Russell Westbrook against the Lakers when he couldn't buy a 3. You know, like the teammates would pass him the ball and nobody would guard him. They'll just dare him to shoot. That's kind of how he was. He didn't think that Drew Brees could get the ball down the field. So he slowed up. You're like, man, he ain't throwing him the ball. But when Drew Brees like cocked back and throwing the ball, he was like, oh, snap. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't think he can do it. He didn't think he could do it, man. I want to give a shout out to Tim. Tim says, all rise for the phony Buccaneers. Who that nation off to a great start. But just watch every sports analyst who was hyping the Bucs are going to start backpedaling now. Oh, they're going to start talking about, they need time. They need time. But let them would have won this game. That's all I got to say. Jordan, what's going on, man? Jordan, are you there? Still having audio issues with Jordan. We're going to move on to Justin, man. What's going on, Justin?
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
How you doing, man? Who that?
Who that?
Yeah.
Just want to speak a little bit about it. I thought it was a good game overall. Obviously, the offense wasn't sinking. They weren't clicking like that. It's the first game of the season.
Right.
But I think overall it was a good game because, if like I said in the chat, if Kamara got his feet set, they'd have put up 40, and Drew Brees didn't even throw 200 yards to pass.
Right.
And they both look old and lethargic, but I don't know. I was just happy with the defense, how they stepped up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We got 2 interceptions, a pick six, a turnover on special teams. Right. I just thought it was a good all around game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially for the first game out the gate without the crowd, and it was just just different with this COVID thing going on. So I'm just happy. You know what I'm saying? I just hope they can kill his hype with his Tom Brady, and they're gonna take over with bringing Gronk in and got Fournette and all that. And come on, who number one?
Yeah,
who won
the Saints right now. Right. the only one in the South that's want to know the
exactly. So kill that. So kill that.
Show like the Falcons,
right?
And show like the Carolina Saints. I mean the Carolina Panthers. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So they all lost.
So I got the L for the exception of the New Orleans Saints, man. But Justin, man, I appreciate your comments, man. Thank you so much, man, for chiming in. Appreciate that, bro.
Thanks, man. No problem.
Who that?
Who that?
Yeah, I mean, everybody already know what it is, man. I just need everybody to keep that same energy, E. I just need to keep the same energy. And I'm still looking. I need the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans that have been infiltrating the page for the past 2 weeks to please show yourself. That's all I'm asking. Please show yourself. Don't hide. You know what I'm saying? Don't hide. Don't let us looking for you in the bushes and the trees and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing all like that. Where y'all at? That's all I got to say, man. That's why, in the words of the great Jared Akeem Lawler, you got to keep your words soft and sweet because you might have to eat them. That's all I'm saying.
They hiding in them pirate ships, bro. They ain't coming out.
Fire them caddies. Josh says play calling at times was questionable, but we got the dub, so not too much to complain about. Hey, a win is a win. You can always learn from that, okay? You can always learn from that. And I heard somebody mention Michael Thomas. And Michael Thomas, I mean, he didn't have a Michael Thomas day. I only think he had about 17 yards receiving in this game. But I have to admit, I'm actually happy he didn't have a good game because I think it was Chosen that said this. It actually opened up opportunities for other guys to shine, and it kind of can go back to 2009, 2010. When the Saints was, they ain't have like that number one guy. I mean, Colston was the guy, but you had Meacham and you had Henderson and you had, you had David Thomas and you had Jeremy Shockey. I mean, and you had Lance Moore. And you had all these different guys. You had Pierre Thomas out the backfield. So I like the fact that the Saints used some of these Newcastle characters. Deontay Harris, man, he made some good plays, right? I mean, you look at somebody like Traquan Smith, in a blocking game. And, he playing on the outside now. I mean, he catching the ball like he winning his matchups. But I think that we didn't see the best out of New Orleans Saints. I'm sorry, folks, for all my Drew Brees supporters out there. But Drew Brees is the reason why we didn't see them boys really ball out. If this was I hate to say it, this gonna sound crazy, but if you had a quarterback with the arm talent and arm strength of a Jameis Winston, they would have blew out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If Drew Brees could throw the ball down the field like Jameis could, the Saints would have blew them out. That's the only thing that the Saints that holds them back is that short intermediate game that they be running. Teams know that they ain't about to do nothing explosive, so they just kind of play in the box. So
and they know they throw short passes.
Yep.
Saints probably throw more short passes than any team in the league or whatever.
Right.
So this kind of hinders Traquan Smith, somebody that can get downfield and make a play. Michael Thomas a lot because they have him throwing a lot of slants and stuff like that.
Right.
I mean, you even seeing Adam Trestman there or whatever. You actually see
Adam
him.
Trotman, yep.
You ever seen him in a game? I mean, you see Montgomery in a game, but for some reason he can't get the ball downfield. The only pass I've seen was the one to Cook. That's the only one that I've seen that he can actually throw the ball downfield.
Yeah, I mean that's all I saw, man. You know, but I mean they still won. There's a lot of things they need to clean up. Drew Brees looked about as inaccurate as I've ever seen him. You know, so I mean I think he need to fix that. I mean I know he will, but I think that's something that kind of held them back from really blowing Tampa Bay out. Because honestly, the Saints should have been up by like 30 points. This game shouldn't even been close. We got my boy Drum up in here. Drum says Saints was well balanced today. I agree. I mean, they had their own 30 for 30 going. 30 rushes, 30 passes. I can live with that. I can.
Yeah.
Murray looked good today. Yep, Murray looked good all the time, man. I've been telling y'all. I've been telling folks. I've been saying this on the State of the Saints podcast. Anybody that's out here judging Latavius Murray based on what Sean Payton does for him gives him what he gives him. If you're judging him on that, then I don't think that's fair. This guy is really good. He good. Like he really, really good, man. And I think the reason why a lot of people don't really give him the respect he deserves is the fact that he doesn't have that big name. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude has left a mark every team he's been to. Oakland, Minnesota, and now in New Orleans. If they use him, I mean, you already said it. What he had, over 50 rushes and ain't fumbled the football yet. Mm-hmm. Man, this dude is like, he has a good combination of power and speed, and he tall. You know what I'm saying? So he's stretched me.
On his feet too. He's light on his feet. I mean, he's nimble. What I hate that the Saints do, when they put him in the game, you know they're gonna run. Me watching TV, I know they're gonna run because they have the 5 offensive linemen and they'll bring 2 tight ends when Murray coming in the game. I just wish they didn't do that so much. I just wish they brought him in the game in pass formation so he can run the ball there and maybe do some damage or whatever. I just wish you can predict when he was going to run the ball. I just wish they kind of mixed that up. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they did on a few plays. I seen like when he actually came into the game and the Saints Drew Brees threw him a screen pass and they thought it was going to be a fumble. That was like late in the game, like when it was on the goal line. So they kind of use him in different ways. And I also seen him and Alvin Kamara in the game at the same time with Latavius being a fullback. Yeah. He almost like that John Coon type play, in the Saints and short yardage situation. So I thought that was pretty cool that they used them and had them both on the field at the same time. The Truth Hurts says, that's what I said. We could not rely on Drew Brees to carry us to the Super Bowl. It's going to take defense and running the ball. Winning time of possession on offense. We cannot rely on Drew Brees' arm. I agree, the Truth Hurts. And I've said this. E. I really just didn't understand when you were up by 17 plus points. You were up by 17 plus points, E. And you still throwing the football. Like, I didn't understand it. Like, the clock is on your side right now, right? I feel like that's something that has been the Saints' problem over the past couple years. They had big leads, 14 points, 17 points, 21 points, and they will throw themselves out of the game, and they will throw a team into the game. Because if you drop the ball, if it's an incomplete pass, if the ball hit the ground, it stops the clock.
Yep.
So why are you not running the football with a 17-point lead? Look, who cares? I understand that you want to take it on yourself to try to win the game. But sometimes if your defense is gelling and it's clicking, then it's okay to punt the football. I ain't got no problem with that because the clock is still moving. Tick, 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 tick. But if you throw the ball, first down, second down, third down, it stops the clock. And if a team is still down by 17, they punt the ball, and they still got about 10 minutes left. That's a lot of time. So keep running the football. And I'm glad that towards the end of the game, they did start running the football. And I think, man, if they can continue, if they can get these leads and run the football, and it's okay to be conservative. I don't understand why Sean Payton don't want to be conservative. I really don't. I really don't understand why he does not want to be conservative. There's nothing wrong with being conservative. Brandon Reese says, I'm going Mia. Well, I don't know what Mia mean. They going Mia. Oh, MIA. Okay, MIA. Okay, my bad. They going MIA. I guess he's talking about the Buccaneers fans there. Let's see. Jay says we sucked on third down. Yeah, I mean they was getting pressure on the freeze, and it was the same issue from last year, right up the middle. Tim, thank you very much for the $5 Canadian. He says, y'all see Fournette with his head and his hands thinking, man, I could have been a third straight running back with the Saints right now. Thank you very much for the $5. Look, I think we haven't seen the best out of Leonard Fournette. I think that you're going to see this guy get better from week to week. It was no surprise to me that they allowed Jones to run the ball more than they allowed Fournette, because Fournette just got there. So and he did a good job, you know what I'm saying, running the football. So I have no problem with saying that he is going to be really good for the Buccaneers. I just think that he doesn't have the playbook. He doesn't have the playbook down pat. Will Malcolm Roach take ranking spot? Why should he? Why should he? Are you kidding?
He took Ayamada spot. He took somebody's spot today. Lord.
I mean, you know, they normally play like those. They usually play those rotations between Malcolm Brown, David Onyemata, Sheldon Rankins, and usually it'd be Shy Tuttle, who was inactive. But I think we see why he was inactive. It's pretty obvious why he was inactive with Malcolm Roach playing like that. And anybody talking about Sheldon Rankins, man, are you kidding? Where you think all that good run stopping was coming from? Who you think was blowing up the hole? Man, Sheldon Rankins was, man, his footprints were all over the game. The problem is we want to see if a commentator don't mention a player's name, we just automatically think they didn't do nothing. That man was blowing up spots. This man was penetrating holes and stuff like that. This man was causing disruptions up the middle. And I encourage anybody to think that Sheldon Rankins wasn't playing. Please go back and watch the game. I mean, sometimes the stats don't always tell the story, folks.
Hold on. You could play a good game without having a tackle or a sack, but if they can't run that ball, that's a hell of a game. You could be MVP with no tackles, no sacks, no fumble recovers, no net.
Yep. Mike Crane said, yes, Hendrickson. Yeah, I mean, Trey Hendrickson always been good. His issue has been, his health. Gerald says, well, Malcolm Roach already read that. Charles and Nicole Jackson said black and gold for life. That's what I'm talking about. Thomas will be straight going forward. Yeah, like I said, I'm happy that I hope that he's fine, because at the end of the game, he limped off the field. So we definitely don't want to see that. I think he's going to be okay. Yes, Winston would unlock this offense. Yeah, Jared, man. Hey, the link down in the description, man. So I know you hit me up on the text. You can go ahead and chime in, man. You can call in or whatever like that. Dial in. Let me know what you think. Let's see. A dip and dunking passes don't win championships. I agree with that. All that nickel, diamond, penny, and quarter and down the field ain't gonna do nothing.
Only time I ever seen that work is when Rich Gannon was the quarterback for the Raiders.
Right.
Throw all them passes all the game, all 5 yards or whatever. It ain't gonna work.
Annie, thank you very much for the $20. She says a good game, and we the only team that won the NFC South. Who that? Yeah, definitely wasn't the Falcons. Okay, the Falcons. As much change, they stay the same. The Falcons still losing at home, still getting beat to sleep and trying to play catch up. But yet they come into the Saints chats and act as if they about to do something. Okay, look, the worst decision they made, in my honest opinion, okay, was to change those jerseys. Okay, I mean, looking like a football team ain't gonna make you win no football games.
It like an arena football team,
right? Look, it look like them old football jerseys. You know what I'm saying, with the 05 on there. That's what they're looking like right now. Okay, and the way that the boys are playing defense remind me of 2005. Okay, old, out of date, And it's crazy because Dan Quinn is a really good defensive coach, but I don't know, man. You're gonna end up losing their job if they can't right the ship.
Them boys said the Falcons today in the dome. They said they was louder today without fans. with the sound system in there, it was louder today.
Well, you know, I mean, they the masters of the pipe thing crowd anyway. You know what I'm saying? It was they must have knew COVID was coming anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because back in 2015, I guess they was getting prepared. I guess we have to look at them like the Noah of the NFL. You remember when Noah was telling everybody that it was gonna rain? He was building an ark on dry land, and everybody like, man, this dude crazy, man. Look, man, it's gonna rain. Y'all gonna need this boat. I'm telling you. Now, you know what I'm saying? I think the Falcons. I think the Falcons, they knew COVID was coming. You know what I'm saying? They knew something before we did, you know. And it was like, man, y'all gonna need this pipe thin crowd one day, man. I'm telling you, man. We just trying to get y'all the game, you know. But
them boys take that more seriously than fourth quarter Super Bowl.
Hey, man. Hey, bro. Hey, though. Hey, for real. You ain't lying. Them boys, man, they have the same issues year after year. Like, it's amazing. Like, they talk about us as Saints fans and us having the same problems, but my goodness. Jamarcus says the Falcons, as in can't start off strong, okay, unless they playing a team that's bottom of the barrel. They be giving Malcolm a heart attack, killing myself. Look, man, I think that anybody talking about Malcolm Jenkins, that man there's a straight up bona fide certified beast, and that's one of the best things to happen. It's almost like, you know, you can kind of look at this as almost like when Tyrann Mathieu went to Kansas City, in my opinion, how it solidified the secondary, and it helped them to get over that hump. So I look at it that way. Tim, thank you very much for the $5. He says, yeah, see Arizona beat the 49ers, man. D-Hop is smiling right now. Yeah, D-Hop, I mean, he said a little sly joke after the Texans lost to the Kansas City Chiefs. You know, he said thankful or something like that. You know, saying, thank God I ain't there. So, yeah, that's a train wreck. Renee says, when I turned the Falcon game on, I thought I was watching the longest yards with them. Paul Crew was the quarterback. Adam Sandler had Nelly out there with no shoes on running the ball. Look. Oh, man. Let's see. Caleb, thank you very much for the $5. He says Tom Brady out there doing his Jameis Winston impressions, throwing pick six and interceptions. I told everybody, look, Bruce Arians is the reason why these quarterbacks throw more picks than Razor Ramon. Okay, that's the reason why. These 7-step drops, throwing the ball all down the field, okay, make all these terrible reads, and, you know what I'm saying, all that air and distance they have to put on the ball to get it down the field. I mean, that didn't surprise me at all. I mean, I know Jameis was on the sideline. I know he was smiling. I know he had to be happy, though. But I'm pretty sure I'm shocked. Now, I'm shocked by this, E. Are you shocked that Sean Payton didn't use Jameis Winston in this game at all? Are you shocked? Because I know he kind of petty. You know what I'm saying? He would actually. Oh, you're muted, man. Hold on.
I'm sorry.
Okay, you on now. Yeah,
it would have been nice to see him in the game, maybe in the fourth quarter when the score was, when the minutes was going down or whatever. Kind of really facing it a little bit.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have been surprised. I was shocked. I would throw it for a fact. But I will say this. The play that I thought that they was going to use Emmanuel Sanders for, they used Taysom Hill for late in the game when Drew Brees threw him that ladder when he threw the ball to Alvin Kamara. Mm-hmm. I thought that's something I felt like Emmanuel Sanders could have ran if Taysom Hill wasn't there. Like, that was a good play. That was like a really good play. But that was one of the things, like if Taysom Hill would have threw the ball to Alvin Kamara a little bit earlier, he would have scored. I mean, he put too much air on it, but I'm still happy, man. It converted. You know what I'm saying? It was a converted play, so I can't get mad at that. Players of the game. I'll go ahead and let you start, man. Who was the player of the game for you?
I guess on offense, you could put Alvin because he made those couple of those touchdowns, and he had probably the nicest grill I've seen since Paul Wall in 2006. Lord, that boy was blinging all over the place. You can see what he did with his $77 million.
That man was bezeled out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that boy kept smiling or whatever. I mean, man,
I would
all
too.
that ice dripping.
Right.
But on defense or whatever, let's see what I'm doing on defense. I give it to the whole defense pretty much for the Saints as like the players of the game because everybody stepped up. Jack Rabbit Jenkins, he stepped up.
Right.
Lattimore stepped up. Like everybody stepped up, and when their number was called, they made plays. No missed tackles. Nobody really got beat much except one time. The pass interference calls, I mean, seemed like all of them was like, call it or not. Nobody would be crying about it too much.
Right.
But I think that whole defense, the game ball goes to the defense today.
Yeah. If I could give a game ball out on the offensive side of the ball, I mean, look, I know he didn't score, but to me, he made a huge impact, and that was Deontay Harris. Like Deontay Harris, from his work on special teams, there's no way. Like this dude is special. Like for real. Like it's very rare that a guy comes into the league and you just look at him and be like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just something about this guy. That dude is special. Like some of the gains that he got on those punt returns, bruh, like. People don't supposed to, be able to like get any yards on it. Man, it was almost like one particular kick. He had like about 3 Buccaneers around him. And he maneuvered through all of them and got at least about 10 yards after that. When the screenplay, the wide receiver screen, Deontay Harris is special, folks. And I think, like, honestly, this might be one of those guys that people will be talking about and they might end up picking up in fantasy, man, because that dude is good. Dude is spectacular, man. Like real talk. Like all jokes aside, he's my offensive player of the game. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the chat too while I'm talking. Man, the defense, man. Look, on the defensive side, look, I'm gonna just roll with the whole defense as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't really pick anybody out. I mean, you can talk about Jack Rabbit's pick 6. That was a good read. You can talk about Marshawn Lattimore shutting down Mike Evans. You can talk about Janoris Jenkins shutting down Chris Godwin for the most part. Gronk wasn't a factor. Cameron Brake wasn't a factor. O.J. Howard wasn't a factor. All these guys really did an outstanding job, man. And not to mention the quarterback coverage that the defense got on Tom Brady. They didn't always get home. They didn't get the sacks. But, and also the number one, like if I have to give out another game ball too, I'm going to have to give it to the front office of the New Orleans Saints. Re-signing DeMario Davis to a 3-year extension, getting Alvin Kamara's deal done. I mean, so I have to give them some credit where credit is due too. So for all those people out here, how are we going to get DeMario? How are we going to get Alvin Kamara? Look, the writer's on the wall, folks, from the mediocre play that's taking place in New Orleans right now and all the money being shucked out. Look, you heard it here on the State of the Saints podcast. This is Drew Brees' last season, folks. Okay, so we just need to go ahead and enjoy the ride because there's nowhere in the world the Saints are going to have paid all these guys and Drew Brees coming back. So we just need to sit back, relax, enjoy the ride, and just, just going to take the good with the bad.
And the only question is, if the Saints win a Super Bowl, will it be his last year playing football, period? Or if they don't, would it be his last year playing with the Saints? That's the only question.
Yeah, I think he done completely. I think he done. Like, bro, looking at Drew Brees, I'm sorry. I know it was week 1, and I'm pretty sure he's going to play better, but, bro, it looked like the wild card game all over again in some cases.
He looked like a shell of himself.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Adriana, thank you very much. Shouts out to Adriana, man. Her and her husband always check out the State of the Saints podcast. She says, TJ, 2 questions. Can you talk about Evans and Lattimore? Will it continue games after game with their spatting? And second, when does Thomas finally go off? Adriana, thank you so much. The first part of your question, look, they just don't like each other. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect for them to like each other. Look, they don't need to send Christmas cards, okay? They don't need to send Christmas cards. They don't need to sing each other praises. They don't like each other, okay? One guy is getting paid to catch the football, and the other guys get paid to stop him from catching the football. So they're not going to get along. They don't like each other. You know what I'm saying? It's obvious. But you have to admit, I mean, Marshawn Lattimore is that boy daddy. You know what I'm saying? He dominated him the first two. Like, this dude didn't play this dude twice, and he only caught the ball once on, you know what I'm saying, in a game. Okay. They didn't play the Saints twice, and he only caught the ball one time. Okay. Once. Okay. The second time they played, Lattimore didn't play. All right. One catch. All right. And Lattimore didn't even guard him on that. It was DeMario Davis. So you can really say that he dominated him the entire game. And also with Michael Thomas, Michael Thomas didn't have a good game today. You know, like, they was double, triple covering him, you know, and I honestly believe that the game plan was to spread the ball out, you know what I'm saying, and get these other guys involved. Look, we all know what Michael Thomas is going to do. I mean, this is like one of those rare occasions where, you know, people probably going to be bragging and boasting, man, I thought he was the best wide receiver in the league. You know, like, but everybody has a bad game. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, don't play their best. So, I mean, I don't expect for this to be a reoccurring thing. You know, I just hope that he's doing good, man. I hope that ankle injury don't affect him playing, you know, next week, or might find himself in rehab where he's not practicing during the week. Tim, once again, thank you very much for the $5. He said, shouts out to Emmanuel Sanders' motion in the backfield. This guy has the defenders confused. Yeah. And he tough. And that guy almost ripped his face mask off, and he still scored. You know? And shouts out, look, how much of a genius right now is Drew Brees looking like right now? Drew Brees goes out to Denver to throw footballs with Emmanuel Sanders. All of a sudden, Benny Fowler is asked by Emmanuel Sanders to come out there to catch footballs too. Drew Brees liked the way Benny Fowler runs routes and catches the ball. He goes to the Saints organization, asks about Benny Fowler. He gets signed. Both guys contribute in a big way today. Emmanuel Sanders catching the ball for a touchdown, and Benny Fowler on special teams catching the ball after that pop fly onside kick. So how good does Drew Brees look right now? Like, if I'm hearing a story about Emmanuel Sanders and Drew Brees, I'm thinking to myself, dang, maybe we need to take Drew Brees from NBC and make him a GM, because I mean they're making him look good, real good right now.
Yep,
really good.
That just goes back to show you, just like everything in life. I mean, you need relationships or whatever. I mean, it's not, you know, always not what you know, but who you know. Yeah, he knew Emmanuel Sanders. Emmanuel Sanders was a friend. Right. Got together with Drew Brees, and now that man got a paycheck now, contributing on special teams or whatever. Right. I mean, everybody ain't meant to catch the ball right now. You maybe later in the season, you might see Benny Fowler, you know, making some catches or whatever. But you do whatever you can to make the team or whatever, try to contribute.
Yep. And also, man, you got to look at, man, there's a chance somebody might catch COVID, you know, and might not be able to play. You have to go in quarantine. So, and you definitely can have a huge opportunity to play this year.
Oh, yeah.
Who that Nation for Life says Malcolm Roach going be our sleeper this year. Remember, he was undrafted free agent. I think other teams missed out on Malcolm Roach. I agree. I mean, I already knew this dude was good. I watched him in college, you know, so I knew he was something special. I always did. I'm shocked he went undrafted.
All Big 12, so he real good.
Yeah.
I mean, Saints, they lucky because I think their strength is on their front four or whatever.
Yep.
I mean, Davenport's not playing, but those tackles that they have after him, Onyemata, him, I mean, you got Shy Tuttle. I mean, they some real – that's a good rotation right there. So if somebody go down or somebody get COVID or somebody get tired, I mean, they could just stick somebody right in there without falling off.
Yeah. And look, I'm going to pat myself on the back because I called a big game by Scotty Miller. I'm sorry. I called that. I said Scotty Miller going to have a good game, okay? Even, you know what I'm saying, like somebody asked me on a pregame show, asked me who was going to be like a person I feel like going to be an X factor. I said Traquan Smith, even though I feel like Traquan Smith helped out in a blocking game. And I ain't going to lie. Traquan Smith looks like he's been in a weight room. You know what I'm saying? Like he looks bigger. And you know what I'm saying? He looks bigger, you know what I'm saying, than he was before. And he's playing on the outside. So I think he's going to like really be good. But I said that about Scotty Miller, man. I told y'all, man. I told you that dude, like that's a Tom Brady type guy right there. Short, slot guy, you know. That's his type of wide receiver right there. Tier 1 says, TJ, my man, what's going on, Tier 1? We got Carla. Carla says, yes, love Deontay. Yeah, that boy's a fool. And he's gonna be a huge addition to the offense. Love you guys. Congrats on the win. Man, thank you. Who that? That's all I gotta say. Let's scroll down a little bit. That boy Drum says combination of both. I guess he's talking about look, this was complimentary right here. Offense, defense, special teams was the reason why the Saints won this game today. All three phases of the game were the reason why the Saints won. You can point to some special teams play. I mean, what about that play by Justin Hardy running down the field, tackling the guy as soon as he get the ball? What about Benny Fowler, catching that ball on that pop fly onside kick? The special teams played really good today. Deontay Harris returning punts, flipping the field. The offense, mostly came from the running game, in my opinion, today. Not so much about what a wide receiver did. Jared Cook had a really good game to me. But let's just be honest, man. The offensive line, they need to clean some things up here. They was getting whooped out there, man. They was getting slapped around a little bit. I didn't like that. I mean, there was one play, I don't know if that was Jason Pierre-Paul or some other defensive end, man, made Andrews Pete look like a straight sucker. I mean, Andrews Pete tried to block on the right. This guy went left, and basically just pushed Andrews Pete on the ground and sacked Drew Brees, So they got to clean some things up, man. This was by no stretch a flawless game by the Saints, But I don't want to hear that stuff about, it was about what Tampa didn't do, more so what the Saints did. Nah, bro. Give them boys their respect. Give them their respect. Because if Tampa would have won by a field goal, they would have been like, Brady. Nah, bro. Get the Saints their credit. I don't want to hear nothing, okay?
People need to understand that the NFC South is our division.
Yep.
And to beat this, and to get this division from the Saints, you got to beat them and you got to take it. Because we ain't giving you
nothing at all.
You got to, if you don't take it from them, we ain't giving it to you.
Right.
And in 3 years, the NFC South been ours.
Right.
It's gonna be ours till we decide we finish with it.
Yep. And people just need to understand that, man. The Saints are a good football team. And I get it, like when teams are successful and you're in a division with that team that's successful, it can tick you off because you want your team to be able to beat that team. And when that team is dominating your team and causing your team shots at the playoffs, opportunities to win a division, I can understand it. But at the same time, man, they got to sit back, relax, and enjoy it. Emmanuel says, I love the way we win the game, but I still be hard on us. Run the damn ball effectively, please, Sean Payton. Well, I look.
Truer words were never said right there. Run the ball. I've been saying it for a couple of years now. When the Saints run the ball.
A couple years?
Yeah. When the Saints run the ball, when they get up over 130 yards a game, they win. I don't care who they play. And they go to the Super Bowl. And they win Super Bowl just like in 2009. So run the ball.
Yeah. I will admit, though, man, late in the game, late third quarter, early fourth quarter, they did start running the football. And shockingly, I cannot believe I'm about to say this. They ran the ball today more than they passed the football. I cannot believe this. I was shocked. At one time, I don't know how Sean Payton does this. He had 30 passing attempts, 29 rushes, and then by the end of the game, I think they had 33 rushes, 31 passes. Look, that's good balance right there. I'm just glad they ran the football. That's all. Look, Latavius Murray was hot. He was hot. Okay, I was glad. I understand you just gave Alvin Kamara all that money. You want to put him on the field and show him off to the world and stuff like that. That's cool. He had 2 touchdowns today. He showed flashes and stuff like that. He showed us DE back. But this was a Latavius Murray game. This was, man. The battle was in the trenches, E. That's where it was at. You know what I'm saying? That's where you was getting the yards. Alvin Kamara's strength is with the halfback tosses, halfback stretch and stuff like that. And he can run between the tackles. The rushing touchdown he had proved that. But it was a Latavius Murray game. That's what it was. It was a Latavius Murray game. And I like the fact that the Saints utilized him and they allowed him to carry the ball more than Alvin. He had 15 rushes today. Alvin Kamara had 12. That was a smart move by the Saints. And I have to say kudos to Sean Payton for not being stubborn and be like, man, we're going to keep on using Alvin. So I will give him credit for that.
Mm-hmm.
Adriana says, I just don't want to see him pull dumb penalties that could cost us down the road. Adriana, who are you talking about? You talking about Lattimore? Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, look, they don't like each other, Adriana. They don't like each other, and sometimes, man, in the heat of battle, I mean, you get you get frustrated and stuff like that. But as you can see, like, that happened early in the game, and it wasn't a factor at the end of the game. So he learned his lesson. Lattimore owns Evans all day long. I agree with that. Yeah, he dominated him. And
that got a leash and everything. He owned him.
And I think that's where the frustration comes from for Mike Evans, because he knows, like, this guy has his number. Mm-hmm. And I just think it dates back to Marshawn Lattimore's rookie year. You remember when, ironically, Jameis Winston, pointed at Marshawn Lattimore's, helmet or whatever like that. And then Lattimore turned around, pushed Jameis, and all of a sudden, Mike Evans just came in and just unloaded on him. You know what I'm saying? Could have easily, like, really hurt him really bad. Mm-hmm. And ever since then, they hated each other. But I mean, I can understand that, because the way that Mike Evans hit him, and he wasn't prepared for it, like, he could have really hurt that guy. And he could have cost him his career. So I can understand why you'll be upset at something like that. Deontay Harris, best short man since Darren Sproles. Yeah. Extremely elusive. Got a lot of heart. Fast as I don't know what. Man, that guy is something special.
I just wish we could throw the ball to him downfield more. I mean, Drew Brees, he can't throw the ball downfield like talking about it, especially Drew Brees 6 feet, maybe. And Deontay Harris was like 5'6". Right. So I would imagine he's have a hard time seeing this dude downfield.
Right.
But we need to get this dude the ball downfield or some kind of way, because it's a shame for us to have all this talent and speed, but we can't give him the ball 40, 50, 60 yards downfield. We got to figure out a way to try to get this guy the ball downfield.
Right. You know what, E? I have to say this. I feel like we're not going to get the best of what the Saints offense can offer until Drew Brees leaves. That's just the truth. Nobody wants to hear that, I'm sure. But Drew Brees is holding back this offense right now. He is. If you're being real with yourself, you have to say that. He's holding his team back because it's his inability to throw the ball down the field. I mean, you got Emmanuel Sanders. You got Deontay Harris. Man, you got some flyers. Traquan Smith. You got some guys that can fly down the field. Yep. And if the Saints, like, I'm telling you, if Drew Brees had the arm strength of Jameis Winston, nobody, I'm talking about the Saints might go undefeated, dude. The way that the defense can play today, if they can keep playing like this from week to week, and if Drew Brees had an arm like Jameis Winston, my goodness, this defense would be virtually unstoppable. You'll basically be looking at the NFC version of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would be that explosive.
He really keeping the Saints from being multidimensional. That's where it is.
All right. I agree with that. Slick says Bucs need to gel. Yeah, they're gonna take them some time, but
I think they got the pieces to having a real good foot, especially on defense. You look at that defense. That defense good now. This dude Carlton Davis, the one that was on Michael Thomas,
right?
He good.
Yeah.
I mean, Devin White, you following him at LSU. Vontae David. I mean, Vita Vega. I mean, you still got Sue. Still on the team. Then you got Barrett, who led the league in sacks last year.
Right.
So they got a defense.
Jason Pierre-Paul. Yep. Can't forget about him. Yeah, they got a lot of talent.
They got talent on that defensive line or whatever. Just the offense that probably need to, do some gelling or whatever. But I think they are a playoff team.
Yeah, I agree. George Washington, the first president. I'm just joking. He says they're sleeping on Trey Hendrickson. Need to play him more. Yeah, I mean, look, we all know what Trey Hendrickson was. I mean, I knew what he was. I already said, the first 2 weeks last season, he led the team in sacks before he left with a neck injury. So, I mean, he was poised to have a good year last year. He just got hurt. What's going on, Brian? Brian says, what do you think about expectations of this game, and have the Saints played how the whole team did with our fans in the stands today? If they would have played with the fans in the stands today, the Saints would have dominated this game. Okay, they would have dominated. Like they would have destroyed the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know, but I said this before. Look, if you're good, you're good. And I think a lot of people were concerned about that because they're like, how the Saints going to be able to play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? We have the dome field advantage. Like I say, you can play in a Superdome. You can play in the Metrodome. You can play in the Astrodome. You can play on planet Neptune. You can play on Jupiter. You can play in Pluto.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
If you're a good team, you're going to beat another team. So I think the Saints are a good team. They could be somebody. They could be at Palmer School Blacktop.
Right.
Shoot.
Hey, what they used to call that out there, Dillard? I can't remember out there with the grass. I can't remember the name of it. Like right out there in front of the Dillard University sign.
I don't know what they used to play football at. I don't know what they used to call it though.
But they could have been playing out there. You know, if you good, you good. Let's see. Thank you for the $5 again, Tim. He says, y'all realize the 3 games Janoris Jenkins has played with the Saints. He has taken the ball away, 2 picks and a fumble. Yeah, and I'm glad he's here. Like I said, when you're out there in obscurity in New York where they not much winning going on, okay, that could mess with you psychologically. Now he comes to a team and he realizes all I got to do is go out there and ball out. Man, that dude, hey, bro. The Saints got 2 number 1 corners on their team. They do. They got 2 number 1 corners. Frank says, TJ, what's good? Who that, baby? He says, one thing that stood out to me when we ran with AK-41 was nothing like when we ran with Murray. Your thoughts? Yeah, I agree. This was a Murray game. Look, and I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, man, look at this. Alvin Kamara, we just paid him, and he can't run between the tackles. Look, sometimes it's just not your day. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes like what you're good at, what they got designed for you is not working that day. There was some games where it wasn't a Mark Ingram day and it was an Alvin Kamara day. Some days it was a Reggie Bush day and it wasn't a Pierre Thomas day and vice versa. Sometimes it was a Darren Sproles day and not a Mark Ingram day, or a Mark Ingram day and not an Alvin Kamara day. That's just the way it goes. The Saints were getting opportunities and they were getting success running up the middle. Mm-hmm. And Latavius Murray was the main reason why, because he was that sledgehammer that was going up the middle. He was successful. He's more powerful. You know what I'm saying? He's a little bit more stronger. He's taller than Alvin Kamara, and this was his game. So look, this week it could have been him. Next week he can go out there to Las Vegas and not play so good, and it might be Alvin Kamara out there balling out all over the place. Okay, so let's just pump our brakes and chill out for a tad bit on that. You know what I'm saying? I just think that I think that it was just a Latavius Murray day, and I'm glad because now it's like he's getting the respect that he deserves, man, which I'm happy about. I hope they keep running the football with him. I lived in Georgia for 13 years, man. I'm so damn sick of these sorry Falcon fans and still trying to call us the Aints. They refuse to give us our wide receiver, real them, number 100. Well, look, who cares what the Falcon fans say? I don't. All I know is everybody lost in the NFC South today for the exception of the Saints, okay? That's what I do know, okay? They can talk as much trash as they want to, but they lost, okay? They caught the L, no excuse, okay? I mean, you can't say because y'all didn't have no fans because y'all don't have fans anyway, okay? So
when y'all do it.
Exactly. So I don't want to hear that excuse. Can't be like, oh, the crowd noise wasn't a factor because y'all used to pipe in crowd noise before y'all got fined. So y'all should feel just at home. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should feel great. No excuses, no excuses at all. Congratulations to everyone who benefited from this platform I shared yesterday. Man, look, I don't need no spam on my page, man. Nobody care about how you flipped $1,000 and turned it to $3,000. We don't care. We don't care, bro. Jamaica says, yes, TJ, Drew was not good today. Nah, not at all. Not at all.
Second game in a row.
Yep. I mean, hey, we got to start raising eyebrows now. Ron says, Chemo Slice, who that? Give him a shout out to Chemo. Jamaica says, we made a lot of mistakes tonight. Yeah, but that's the thing about it, Jamaica. Great teams and good teams can make mistakes and still find ways to win. You don't want to keep on making those mistakes because eventually you're going to get exploited. But
good teams find ways to win, and they definitely did that. Tim, man, thank you so much, man. Shouts out to Tim up there in Canada. Says this secondary is going to be different. This was the first offseason that they admitted their faults. Lattimore admitted he took mediocre wide receivers lightly. Marcus Williams admitted he couldn't tackle. Well, he was tackling today. And I don't care. Look, man, I seen people hating on the Facebook page, when I said, where everybody talking about Marcus Williams, where they at? Talking about, well, Tom Brady just threw him the ball. He should have caught it. Bruh, people play cornerback and safety for one main reason, because they can't catch. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the fact that guy jumped up in the air and caught the ball with two hands, I mean, bruh, dude pirouette in the air, caught that pick. I don't care, man. Look, y'all gonna ease up off Marcus Williams, man. Let that man look. I'm pretty sure that he's not going to be re-signed by the Saints. I mean, that's unfortunate. I mean, all these guys they got to pay. I'm pretty sure he's going to be the cap casualty. But let that man go out there, ball out, so he can get his Skrilla. You know what I'm saying? So he can go out there and get his money from somebody else. You know, I hope that he would get it from the Saints. Probably not going to happen, but I want the man to ball out so he can put himself in a different tax bracket. I ain't got no problem with Marcus Williams at all. If anybody's still holding 2017 against this man, my advice to you is get a life. Ghostface Griller says, Jerry, they said they were going to whoop us. Yeah, that's what I heard. But bruh, E. Where they at? Oh, no. Where they at? Where they at? Get the gat. Where they at? Where they at, man? That's all I want to know. Where they at? Shoot, like a New Orleans DJ. Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Where they at? That's all I want to know. I don't see them. They ain't nowhere to be found. They was talking mad greasy. Tampa Bay. Y'all scared, huh? Y'all scared. Look, bro. Nah, we ain't scared. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no Scooby doing Shaggy up in here, bro. We ain't scared of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Look, bro. You know what I'm saying? We ain't scared of it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to feed us Scooby snacks to get brave. We know what our team can do. You know what I'm saying? We ain't playing Madden. I told them. That was the problem, E. That's the problem. They played too much Madden. They played way too much Madden. They looked at their roster. They were like, ooh. And all of a sudden they thought it was going to win. But they caught that L. You know what I'm saying? Lost. Right. We're going to read a few more, Ian, then we're going to get up out of here. Cannon says Evans can't handle Lattimore if it wasn't for the defensive penalties. I think defense would have been perfect. They just like when Denver won, it wasn't Peyton. It was the defense that got Peyton Manning to win before he walked off for good. Good point. I think if our defense stayed healthy, they could send us to Florida to win it all. I agree. And I think it's about time, E. I think it's about time the defense step up and make up, you know what I'm saying, for what Drew Brees is lacking. Drew Brees has carried this team for years. Look, I get it. Like, I get it. People want Drew Brees to retire. People think that Drew Brees coming back wasn't a good idea. They felt like the Saints was poised to, possibly, keep Teddy Bridgewater and do some things. But look, Drew Brees has done great things for the city of New Orleans, and he has made this organization respectable. So I think that it's time for us to look towards the defense in order for them to make up for what Drew Brees is lacking. And, I think that it's time, man, the running game to make up for what Drew Brees is lacking. I mean, I think we're putting a lot of pressure on Drew Brees, and I mean, he's the quarterback. I understand it, but I think we need to put the same type of pressure on the defense to bail him out in some cases, which I'm glad they did today because it wasn't his best game. That's what I'm happy about, E. I'm happy that the defense showed us today that they can actually finish games and they can help out Drew Brees, and be complimentary to him. And he ain't got to go out there worrying and being afraid that he going to make a mistake, and if he does make a mistake, it's going to cost him. DLP 2600 says, with no real preseason, Saints took a while to get going, maybe a few games before things start clicking. However, as long as Saints keep playing defense like they did today, they will win a lot of games. DLP, I agree with that.
But one thing that the Saints had on their side is the fact that they had all those guys that were familiar with each other. The chemistry of the Saints helped them win that game. The communication helped them win that game. What do you think about that, E?
That chemistry that they have, like I was telling before, they one of a few teams that actually have most of the people on their team, not without Von Bell and a few other people.
Right.
But they got the same team they had last year.
Right.
And like I said, you need chemistry and luck to win a championship. And if the Saints, like I said, if they could get over 30 turnovers for that offense, I think we're going to be happy about where the Saints going and where they can, and where they could be at the end of the year. Right. I think that's a magic number, like 30 turnovers.
Right. I agree. I think that they play like they did today. It's going to be hard to stop. They're going to be very, very hard to stop. Jordan, thank you very much for the $2. Says Peyton, wasted trick play in garbage time up by 11. I don't think so, Jordan. And shouts out to you, Jordan. I know you were trying to be on the line, man. I apologize. We'll get it together on next show. Make sure you call in again, man. But I don't know, man. I think it was the right time to call it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was almost like that divisional round game when Willie Snead threw that pass and he overthrew Alvin Kamara. You know what I'm saying? Like it happened at the right time. You know what I'm saying? Willie Snead just overthrew him. This play right here happened at the right time. Tampa was not expecting it at all. They wasn't expecting it. They weren't expecting Drew Brees to throw that ball to Taysom to throw it to Alvin Kamara, So I think it happened at the right time. And knowing Sean Payton, they got plenty more trick plays down the line, I'm sure. Going to be plenty more trick plays that's going to cost us about 15 yards of field. So, I mean, be able to look out for them triple reverses that don't work no more. All right. And finally, it's Chemo says, who that Dwayne? I love it. We still got work to do, though, fam. Giving a shout out. And Michael says, didn't know if Brady had a comeback in him. No. Okay. But thank you all very much, man. I appreciate it. EJ, before you get up out of here, man, let everybody know how they can get in touch with you on social media.
You can hit me up on Twitter and on Instagram at EJ the Sports Fan and at pick6blogworld.com and with Twitter and Instagram for that one also. So EJSportsFan.com on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, man. Y'all make sure y'all check them out. Also, check me out on social media, man. State of Saints on Twitter. State of Saints on Twitter. Also, Facebook.com. Search The State of the Saints Podcast. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. YouTube.com. Search The State of the Saints Podcast. Audio version available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM. Take 2 seconds. Everybody out there in Who Dat Nation, take 2 seconds. Whatever streaming app that you use, right there's iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, search The State of the Saints Podcast and subscribe to whatever the streaming app that you use. And also, the State of the Saints Podcast, apparel, clothing is available right now, man, on teesprings.com. Go to teesprings.com. All you have to do is search The State of the Saints Podcast, and you can support the show by purchasing some of our items. We got shirts, we got hoodies, we got coffee mugs, we got bumper stickers. You know what I'm saying? We even got bath towels around this thing. You know what I'm saying? We good. We got beach towels and everything for y'all. So be sure, you know what I'm saying, check us out. Once again, teesprings.com, search The State of the Saints Podcast. Look, very excited about this win. It wasn't pretty. A lot of mistakes were made, but most importantly, they got that dub. You know what I'm saying? So we're moving on to Las Vegas, week 2. The Saints will be taking on the Las Vegas Raiders, and you already know the State of the Saints Podcast is going to have all the information leading up to the game, of course, with the predictions, and we're going to be having shows throughout the week. Thank you all very much.
Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas. Yeah, definitely going to be in Las Vegas, man. Shouts out to everybody out there, part of Who Dat Nation. I know a lot of people reach out to me, said that they're going to go out there and party with some of the people that's Saints fans in Las Vegas, man. Be careful out there. Make sure you're practicing social distancing, wearing your mask. Thank you all very much. This has been the State of the Saints Podcast from Mr. E.J. Jones and yours truly, the host of the State of the Saints Podcast, T.J. Jones. All we got to say is, who that?